do you have any thoughts on differences in protein? Which proteins are best? From what I know, and I mean, please give me new information if you have it, but I do believe that anabolic wise, the actual digestibility, bioavailability, etc., it's whey and whole eggs are at the top, I think, and everything else is a little bit below it. Or am I wrong about that?
There's definitely, when they compared whole eggs versus let's say egg whites, there was a better muscle protein synthetic score. Whey protein, and I like whey protein. I'll just say, here's where I think there's a bias, and I take whey protein, so I'll circle back to that's my go-to protein, especially post-workout. Almost all of the research on whey protein, when they look at acute muscle protein synthesis responses, they usually have measured it for 2 hours post-ingestion. So after the workout, whey protein, measure muscle protein synthesis for 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. It just so happens when they compare that to casein protein, or in some cases soy protein, that's really putting whey in the best possible light, because whey protein is very fast digesting. So here's I'm aware of one study where they compared whey versus casein, but instead of 2 hours, they actually measured muscle protein synthesis for 6 hours after ingestion. The first 3 hours, not surprisingly, whey protein was better than casein. But from hours 3 to 6, probably not surprisingly, casein outperformed the whey protein. And when they looked at the total 6-hour response, there was no difference in total muscle protein synthesis. So I look at that and I say, as long as your protein is a high quality source, whether that be beef, chicken, fish, whey, casein, I'm always going to go with, what do you like, and do that. Because again, I'm big on this lifestyle. And I'm basing that on the one study that says, whey protein, when it's elongated, it's better early, not as good late. So I start with your total daily should be high quality. And I also, again, post-workout, I like whey. I tend to use casein in the morning and before bed because it makes me feel fuller. I don't know if it's giving me any advantage taking it at those times, but I do like the feeling of fullness. Whey protein doesn't have as much of an impact on my satiety. So those are my thoughts. I tend not to get into those weeds as much, and I could be wrong, but that's just where I land. What do you, if you like, I like chicken. One, I'm cheap and chicken's cheap, so I eat a ton of chicken. I don't feel like I'm shortchanging my anabolic adaptations by not eating fish or beef. That's just my take.
My thing is, I'm just anybody who knows me, I'm a very picky person, and I'm very efficiency based because, I mean, again, you don't actually know how long you will have to do anything. So you want to do the best possible. I mean, that's why I know about biomechanics. That's why I know about the things I know about, because I want the best possible thing for the best possible results. And I mean, but I would generally agree with you. Just real quick, for those of you who don't know what casein is, it's a slow digesting protein. It just clumps in your stomach. So it takes somewhere between 10 and 12 hours to digest. It does help you feel full for longer, especially if you take it before bed. I take it before bed as well, because otherwise I will wake up in the middle of the night hungry if I don't do that. I always will if I don't take casein before bed. I always have. So I do. And but as far as the protein itself, I think if it's a protein you like and you can stick to it, stick to it. The only thing I would kind of advocate against is I don't want you guys coming at me saying I'm eating all of these nuts and this tofu, because that I would not consider that to be good protein. Nuts that are so high in fat. I mean, you get so many calories from those. You can't have it as a meal. Tofu, I mean, I'm not going to get into that, but I do not consider that to be a good protein. But any other protein, like you said, beef, chicken, fish, any kind, etc., I'm all for it. I personally just like eggs, whey, and beef, but that is a personal preference. A little bit of research that I've seen on it concluding that those are good, but again, they could be disproven at any moment. I just personally like them because they're easy to eat in a lot of different ways. And I think I'm chickened out after like 14 years of chicken. I switched to beef. I got tired of it. I might go back, who knows.
That's how I feel about oatmeal. I had oatmeal every morning for breakfast for like 15 years of my younger adult life, and I'm done. I don't think I'm ever going to go back to oatmeal again.